Welcome to the second webcast out of 4 in our Q.Focus series. As you remember, maybe, out of our Babtec world, in the first webcast we saw our ballooning module CADA. In the current webcast today, we will take a look in the incoming good inspection planning. And in the third upcoming webcast, we will use this information for the complaint management and the action management. And the last one will take a look in our supplier rating. But today, we focus on the inspection planning for the incoming good inspection using the information from our drawing module. Daniel, how do we start now?
We start as usual, open the new module with the Open Module tab. In this case, we use our incoming goods inspection.
Yeah, so I have to start the inspection planning, right?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Typing inspection, and as you can see here, the main module inspection planning is here, and I lead into the list of existing inspection plans.
Yes, our inspection module not only offers you the possibility to plan inspection plans for the incoming goods area, you can also plan in production inspection plans, and you can of course plan outgoing inspection plans with our module.
But now we will take the incoming goods inspection plan. I click on the new button, and the system leads me to the classical Babtec dialog for the inspection planning. As you maybe know from other modules, the inspection planning number is a mandatory field. It's printed in bold and have several other fields that I can use to maintain the information for the inspection plan. So I will take the inspection plan 001 here. Have we any options here to rearrange something, Daniel?
Yes, of course, because we cover so many customers with our software, and all customers have different requirements regarding maintenance of data. So we built a functionality that allows you to completely rebuild the mask to, in this case, edit inspection plans in Babtec.
Okay, very important, yeah? The functionality we show you now is only available for administrators. So the normal user will not have the possibility to do this because the layout module is only available for the group of administrators. I switch to the customization form functionality, and now I can rearrange the existing dialog. Now, for example, you decide that the field specification is not necessary for you. Now, only right-click on this field, select the hide item functionality, and the field will get displayed not any longer. All the information about the drawing here, maybe it's not so important for you. You can group these fields, take this new group and place it as a new tab. So it's up to you to rearrange, to design a new dialog that will be used company-wide in your BabtecQ system. What's about new fields, new information?
That's no problem. So the same way as you can delete fields, you can add new fields. Mm-hmm. So almost a limited amount of fields you can add to every mask in Babtec. Maybe you forgot to say you can use this functionality in complete Babtec-wide, in every Babtec module, on every level of information.
Okay, so it's something like customization of the Babtec system.
Yes, I would not call it customization because the customer himself can customize this mask. So there is no need of a Babtec technician to edit this mask.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to show you the software now, I will switch back to the original layout. So it's a fallback. You have the original dialog layout, and you can switch always back to the standard fields we ship to you. Now let's go on inside the inspection planning. The second step, what can we do now?
So after we maintain the master data, the head information, we would add an operation to the inspection plan. So operation is based on a operation catalog. So this catalog comes empty, so you should map your company operations within this catalog and then select it here directly in the inspection plan.
So when I have a lot inspection, the sampling scheme is a mandatory field here. I will take the 100% proving. So now I have created the operation. I think now we need characteristics to be created, huh?
Yes, we need something to test.
Yeah?
Correct.
So now I can go here and say add a characteristic manual.
You could, yes. This would be a absolutely good way to do it. But let's show the people today a new way to add characteristics.
Okay, let's use existing informations, for example.
Of course.
Yeah. Now I go to the list of modules again, searching for my inspection planning, and start a second inspection planning. As you can see here, this tab is my first inspection planning with my just created inspection plan. Now I have a second tab here with a list of the still existing inspection plans. Now you can use this list of inspection plans to copy information. Just open the inspection plan, take a look at the whole inspection plan, and drag and drop this characteristic from the right side of the inspection plan to the left side of the inspection plan. And as you can see here, the corrected length has been copied from one inspection plan to the other inspection plan.
Yes, and not only the length, but also all its characteristics preferences like the type, the nominal value, the upper-lower tolerance limits, including maybe notes you made on this characteristic, or even if you add a picture. So every kind of information is going to be copied from one to another inspection plan.
Okay, that's very smart. But think about our first webcast. In our first webcast, we have ballooned a drawing.
Yes.
How can we use this information now?
Let's just import all characteristics we stamped in our last webcast directly into this inspection plan.
Mm-hmm.
So use the import characteristic functionality, then of course select the drawing we stamped last time, and select of course all those characteristics you want to use in this inspection plan.
So here's the list of all the characteristics we stamped before. I will enlarge it a little bit. Now it's quite easy to pick it, yeah? You have only to check the import field, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so I will take the length here, the first, and this one, and let's take one attributive information. Continue, and finish. Now you can see all the characteristics I selected before are now created as a standard characteristic in our inspection plan. You see the information about the name, the characteristics type, the failure class, and the product specification with the connected upper and lower specification limits are imported from the drawing module. And as Daniel said before, we have a functionality called images here. And the image now is filled with the area of the drawing we've used before for stamping in our drawing module. Now I take the second length, and you can see here it's the other stamp here we see red colored.
This is a nice black and white drawing, but maybe we should add some colorful picture for the inspector to help him do the inspection correctly.
Okay, to do this, we have a functionality to activate a camera. When I click on this button, this USB connected camera gets activated. And now it's the hardest part of the demonstration to get a nice picture here. Click.
Nice picture.
Yeah, it's okay. And this picture can now be extended with some graphical information. Now, for example, if you want to give a small hint for the employee on shop floor, you can use such a line to display this is the length that he has to measure. Maybe it's in black, it's not so good to see. You can color it in red and give a thickness of 6. You can see it's quite easy to extend the characteristic with a picture and a graphical element.
beside technical inspection planning, we also want to give you the opportunity to do a inspection manual. So to create an inspection manual, we just use the existing information that is already in the database. So therefore, we have predefined reports you will find all over the Babtec suite. Here we see 6 of them.
Now I use the inspection instruction report, double click, the report will be built based on the information that we have in our database. You can see here there's some master information, it has the information about the characteristics with the picture and the free text.
So it looks like almost, is it a PDF or what kind of file we can extract here?
Yeah, you have the option to export different file types. Huh? Let's start by send an email, for example. Select PDF file, and now my email client is opened. You see the inspection instruction is attached as a PDF file. But maybe you want to change something, you want to modify the document before sending. Then you can use another format. Again, send email, XLS, email client opens. You see the Excel file is attached now. And the smart thing is that when I open this file, you can see it's a real Excel file. So maybe this is top secret, this tolerance. You can select them and delete them. And you can move the picture or whatever. I don't want to push you to Excel, yeah? That's not the clue here. But it's a very smart thing that you can export our reports. Nevertheless, if it's in AD report or an FMEA or here in inspection instruction to XLS and modify them. Okay, go back to Babtec, close Excel, close email, and go to the inspection plan itself. Here I am.
So I guess we are almost finished with the inspection plan. There are 2 steps we have to do, right? So it is a quality control document. That means we have to release the inspection plan. This is the first step you could do now.
Yeah.
And the second step would be to add, of course, a part. So we have to define what part do we want to inspect in this inspection plan.
So 1 moment. Release is ready. Now I go to the parts list. It's empty. It's complete new inspection plan. And go to the list of parts. Where does this list of parts comes from, Daniel?
So it's the same as the list we use in our inspection planning module. This list usually comes from the ERP system. It comes over our existing system integration to your ERP system.
And one small thing here, you can add more than 1 article. Yeah, I've selected 3 now. When I click OK, you can see this inspection plan now is connected to 3 articles. So it's a functionality that you don't have to create for each part 1 inspection plan. You can use 1 inspection plan for more than 1 part. So now I want to use this inspection plan on shop floor.
Yep. So unfortunately, we do not have a active system integration now, so that's why Lars has to do it manually. So what now in a process view would happen, we would have an active incoming goods. Our ERP system would recognize, hey, there are incoming goods, scan these goods, and send this information directly to Babtec. And what in Babtec now happens is that based on our inspection plan we just created, an inspection order is going to be generated. And all this information Lars is currently maintaining now in the system will be transferred completely automatically over the system integration.
When I take a look here, I have the ordered quantity, I have the received quantity, I have the target delivery date and the delivery date itself. That smells like
supplier rating, yes. Yeah, I think so. All these information are already there, so the system collects it automatically in the background.
I think that's the good base for our last webcast. Yeah, the supplier rating. That's the integration again here. Yeah, we have different Babtec modules, but we have 1 database, and all the information you create in 1 module can be used on the next module. So I'm ready now. Everything is filled, safe, and now the order has been generated.
Yes. So, and now we switch to shop floor level.
To show you the shop floor environment, I will log in again into the software, now using another short name here. And this user has only the user role as an employee on shop floor. And when this user logs into the Babtec software, the user don't receive the dashboard or no list of modules or something like this. It's a very, very simple.
Yes, it's absolutely simplified to use it even without mouse, to use it in dirty environment, and to see directly what kind of orders are here for me and what kind of orders I have to do next.
Okay, now I click on Inspect, and the system shows me some information from the ERP system again. Everything is fine. Just return. And now receives the second dialog inside our module.
What we see here is the inspection mask that shows me first my value or my value field. I have to enter my value. It shows me the instruction we built within our inspection plan. So that means the photo and the text we created. Remember, we also have a snapshot of the drawing we may see here in the inspection plan. So you can now start to enter the first result of the measuring of your characteristic length.
So here I have to do it manually. Normally you connect your existing measurement devices. Maybe you have a caliper or something like this. You use Steinwald boxes or Mitutoyo or Bobi to connect these calipers to Babtec. And when I have a 3D measurement system, what I can use then?
You can use the exported QDES file out of the 3D system and import it directly in Babtec. And
is this a standard functionality?
Yes, it's absolutely standard. Build it in inspection plan module.
Okay, now this value, I press return, and you can see this value is now stored inside the database. This black arrow is the information about the measured value, and you can see it's inside the green area. Everything is fine. This is now the next characteristic with two pictures. You see the snippet of the drawing here, or maybe you have a second picture with the real part. That's the functionality we saw before using the camera live. And now I have to measure the second characteristic here, manually again. Third characteristic. So I have a guided process, and the system informs me which characteristic should be acquired now. Now that's a bit different here. Why is it different now?
It is a attributive characteristic. So here you can only select OK or not OK for this value. And the result will also, of course, be saved in the database. But there is also an additional view for this inspection mask. So this is maybe for a newbie, for a shop floor walker who wants to have all the manuals directly on one screen. But maybe there is an experienced guy who's since 30 years at the company. He wants to see a clear overview over all characteristics. So he can use the characteristics table that shows me all at once.
So it looks a little bit like Excel?
Yes, correct.
Table-based approach, yeah?
Yep.
You can see the measured values for the first part here, and here it's possible to do the acquisition also. Now let's assume that you have measured values that it's not okay. Then our failure catalog will be shown. You see here a list of failures connected to the length. And now I say, okay, I have some damage here. That's the reason of the failure here. Continue. And now I have a red colored value. It's not okay. So we continue now to the end?
Yes, of course, because every result of an incoming goods is an inspection decision. So of course we want to check the goods, and then we want to decide how to handle these inspections, right? So watch out, this is the last value. As soon as you type in the last value, the system generates, based on our results, the inspection decision. You can see decisions on characteristic level. So for every characteristic, you see a single decision. Then you see a summary of all decisions in a general inspection decision. In this case, unfortunately, it is a rejection because we measured failures within our characteristic length.
And this inspection decision rejection leads to the next field to generate a supplier complaint here. And it's pre-filled with yes, because it's a rejection. Yeah, module integration again. Let's assume that you want to add a note here. Yeah, some more things in packaging, something like this. Some text I want to add here.
The first step of the workflow is the system prints out a inspection certificate, so that you can stick the certificate on your incoming goods. So either it is locked or it is unlocked based on our result. First step. What is the second step?
Second step is that the information about the locked decision is transferred to your ERP system. So your ERP system will receive the information, and the booked amount of parts can then be released or booked on the locked status.
Third step is that the system creates automatically a supplier complaint in the background. It collects all information we already gathered in our inspection. So that means including the supplier data, the article information, the result of the measurement, and so on, and puts all information together in a automatically created supplier complaint.
And the last and fourth step is that the order receives the status of closed. The closed status means that the shop floor employee doesn't see the order anymore. Yeah, for the shop floor employee, everything is done and she's ready. Okay, Danny, anything else?
Yes, beside incoming goods inspection, our system is also capable of doing outcoming goods inspection, of course, and in-production inspection, and all things that are connected to in-production inspection.
Okay, in-production inspection, I think you have something in your mind like quality charts, process capabilities, and this is the complete SPC topic with all the calculations behind, right?
Right. It is included in the in-production inspection module directly. We've seen a lot of data that is not only maintained in the inspection module, like the part information, like the supplier information, customer information.
Master data, yeah?
Classical, typical master data that is generated in other business systems.
And dynamic data also, yeah?
Yes, of course. The order information, as example, we just see here in the incoming goods inspection module.
So the integration to the ERP system, is it a tricky part?
No, it is not tricky because it is a standard process step in our Babtec integration project. So in every integration project, we talk about how do we want to interact with your business systems, like ERP system, for example. And so no matter what kind of ERP system you use or what kind of technology you prefer in case of system integration, so we talk about it and we plan it within our integration project.
Yo, that's the end of this second webcast. Let's take a look at this information here. We saw the incoming goods inspection now. And the complaints that we have created inside the incoming goods inspection will be now used inside the complaint management and the action management. That's the third part of our webcast. Maybe we'll take a look after this. Thank you for watching. And stay healthy.